problem in the marketplace is the higher interest rates have pushed so many buyers to the sidelines, and there are a lot of people still hanging out there waiting.
The cost of an average mortgage has doubled. The cost of an average down payment has doubled. The average cost of rent in the 10 biggest cities have doubled. Double trouble. What is the Prime Minister doing to the federal gatekeepers?
Prime Minister Trudeau said we penetrate the cabinets, and I know that half of this cabinet, or even more half of this cabinet, are actually young noble leaders of the world at the moment.
At the CMHC, whose mandate it is to carry out his policies, he has given them $27 million of bonuses.
This Biden administration, more and more often, they are making decisions to reward bad decisions. And that's not the way you grow as a country, as an economy.
Biden and the Biden administration are now bringing affirmative action to real estate. Barbara Corcoran, Shark Tank investor and one who specializes in the real estate industry. Barbara was a realtor in her early career, absolutely smashed it, became a multi-millionaire investor. In today's video on the news, let's get into what she has to say about what she thinks is going to happen with the real estate market.
Sellers don't want to move from their apartment or their home because they don't want to take on higher interest rates, and buyers are too afraid because they're getting less house. In fact, they're getting half the house they would have only 2 years ago. So you get a Mexican standoff going on. Problem in the marketplace is the higher interest rates have pushed so many buyers to the sidelines, but go out into that market and it's fiercely competitive. You go to any open house on any Sunday, you see 40 cars standing out loud. And if you put in a bid on the house, half the time you're going to lose it. So that doesn't, in my book, sound like a cooling market.
Not at all.
History is truly at a turning point. We do not yet know the full extent and the systemic structural changes which will happen. However, we do know in times of crisis, the role of governments
is more important and more relevant than ever.
That's what we're seeing here too. Nobody wants to sell right now because they've just lost, 100, 200 grand of theoretical money that they could have got just a year ago. And even if they do sell and get an amazing price and get all this money, where are they gonna go? It'll be a lateral move because they bought their house in 2016 for 300 grand. And now they're gonna sell it for $1 million, but they gotta buy another house at 1.3 million in order to get that level up. But with rates right now in Canada being around 7%, the average Canadian with the average salary, even if you make $100,000 a year and you have a household income of $200,000, you both make $100,000. Most people can't afford a $1.3 million house, even with that high income. So like every seller right now is thinking, where the hell am I gonna go, even if I did sell my house?
People working 8 hours a day and 40 hours a week in some a third job. Women can't afford to take care of their children, feed their children breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My main job is to provide a roof over your head, food on the table, and money in your pocket. This is politics as usual. Playing a silly game. It's not going to happen. The rent too damn high movement, the people I'm here to represent can't afford to pay their rent. They're being laid off right now as I speak. They can't eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Listen, someone's stomach, child's stomach just growled. Did you hear it?
When will home values stabilize?
They never stabilize. You have to get in the game. You have to get in the game so you have a chit to play with. When I chickened out of my first studio apartment many years ago, it took me 6 years. Me, of course. I'm ashamed to tell you that, but whatever. But 6 years later, I could afford to buy the same apartment. But once I got that studio, I got a 1-bedroom, then a 2-bedroom, then a 3-bedroom. I had something to trade up on, and today I live in a penthouse.
Ah, the politician already. No.
Never. I'm gonna be a teacher.
In his 30s, though, he began following in his father's famous footsteps.
We have to prepare for a more angry world.
Step to say, we got this new thing called classism.
If you're taught you can't do anything, you won't do anything.
I will represent you with strength and honor.
And keeping his seat in 2011 despite dismal results.
The millennial generation is gigantic. We all want to buy homes. We're all 30 years old having kids, and we want to buy homes. So there's all these socioeconomic things going on right now, as well as economic policies and stuff like that. So with those two together, I just can't see real estate dropping down. But how can you win this war on inflation? The only way you can win it is to buy real estate, because real estate is a great hedge.
I read that your father struggled with work.
He certainly did. He'd come home, sit at the dinner table, and tell us he was fired from his job. It was a regular event. And our hero. And my mother, of course, would not even know how we were going to be fed. Everything he did. But then when we went out to a party, which wasn't that often, a family party, he would drink too much. And he would come back, and he was a different person. He was a gorilla. And we all feared him. What that does is it makes you very fond of control.
I see the need for action. I see the need for a great reset.
Get your head out of the sand, man. Realize inflation is never going to go away. If you want to protect your money and yourself, you have to own great physical assets. And the only asset that I really like the most, obviously, is real estate. And I like the fact that it's real and it's a need. Nobody needs Apple stock. Nobody can eat Apple stock, okay? Everybody needs a house to live in. Everybody buy into the inflation, because real estate usually, almost always, appreciates faster than the rate of inflation. So what are you gonna do? Sit here and freak out and cry and do nothing?
He said, you've got a great personality. You'd be great in real estate sales. Why don't you start a business? And that's how it happened. For being a boss, I felt so freed to dream and do whatever I wanted, and nobody could tell me what to do. It was the greatest gift of all, freedom.
Let's get our head out of the fucking sand here. Let's fight against inflation rather than cowering and going, I can't do anything. The real estate market's gonna crash. I'm just gonna wait and do nothing. Dude, you're gonna be waiting and waiting. How about this? As you guys know, we specialize in Florida, Southwest real estate in Florida for Airbnbs to buy them up. So more info down there if you want to partner with us and figure out how that works. I explain it all in that page. You can see all the details, A to Z, what partnering with us looks like. But dude, everybody's leaving states like New York, New Jersey, California. The amount of people that move to Florida, from what I've heard on the data, is 1,000 people a day because of better tax rates, easier to do business, great weather, great property valuation. It's got it all going on. So thank you, Barbara, for the recommendation on Southwest Florida. You guys heard it first.
People love Florida, people love prices, and people are paying anything. I don't get it, it's not my cup of tea, but it's doing very, very well.
Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think is gonna happen to commercial real estate? What do you think is gonna happen to residential real estate? Are we fucked? Is it a great time to buy? Let me know in the comments. I will see you in the next video.